Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Angela, and it is day 7 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. And today's prompt is the most worked with deck in 2020 and why. And that should come as no surprise is my Lightseers Tarot. This is my soul deck. This is the mass market version. My only complaint is I wish I had been around for the Kickstarter version because the book was much bigger and heftier. But other than that, this deck is phenomenal. I smell it all the time. For some reason, it's the only deck that it smells like it belongs to me, if that makes sense. Cardstock is amazing. I love this cardstock. I know a lot of people complained when it first came out mass market. Cards were bent, ripped. The cardstock was horrible. I have never had a complaint with this deck. I've used it so much since I got it last. I think it was December. I got it last year, or 2019. December 2019, I got it. I've not had any complaints with it. These are the backs. It's my favorite color, green. And then the mass market version came with light green edging. Mine didn't. The Kickstarter version came with light green edging. The mass market didn't, but I did edge it in this darker tealy green, which matches a lot of the cards. It's my favorite color, so yeah. There was no other option. So, yes, this deck is like the best friend that you didn't know you had. It's straight and to the point when it does readings, but it does it in a gentle, soothing way, like a friend would. It kicks you when you need a kick, and then it hugs you when you need a hug. Look at that strength. That's my favorite strength card. I love the duality of the two. That is my soul card right there, the Chariot. And this particular one is gorgeous. I've never had a reading from or pulled a card from this deck that I didn't like. I know some of them are bad, but when you're getting that reading that's negative, it really, really is for your own good with this deck. And I love it. And my dog's getting ready to bark. I think. Maybe not. Nope, she laid down. But yeah, this deck, it's beautiful. The colors in it. I love the colors in this Magician. I love this Magician. It's one of my favorites. I love that he's basically creating his own universe, and I love that concept. Look at the colors in this. It's just glorious. And I've talked about this card lately. This was the card I kind of stocked in 2020. And this deck was right at the start of the pandemic. I was very paranoid about everything, of going outside, of doing anything. I went on work furlough at the end of March through to the end of May. It was a very scary time in our country, in the world, when the virus first broke out. And this deck was the deck I did everything with. I read I pulled daily draws. I did my week ahead spreads. I couldn't put it down because it was just that friend I needed at that time, that comfort. And I love the colors in this. I love this full because it's not so much as the full is walking off the cliff blindly. She's going backwards in a trust fall, if you will. She knows she's going to land safely. And I love that concept of the fool. But yeah, that's during the height of everything that's gone on in 2020. This deck was my friend, my comfort, my confidant when I really needed it. And so it's the deck I worked with in 90% of 2020, maybe 85% of 2020. And the reason I bought this deck, this Eight of Swords, is my favorite card in any deck. I love this, that basically the perception of self is an illusion. We all have things about ourselves that we don't like, or that we can't see, maybe, that others do. And I love this concept that she's the typical, what you would see in like a Rider-Waite-Smith in this deck, in the mirror, but in reality, she's not bound. She's not blindfolded. She could get up and leave at any moment. And it's, again, this perception all about the mind, and it's your willingness to change your mind, change your perspective on how you're looking at yourself. And I love that. Love it. But yeah, this card, there's so many bright colors, and look at that Hierophant. Beautiful. There's so many bright colors in here, and when you're down and out, this is the deck I pull to really lift myself up and pick myself back up. And I love the colors in this Hangman too. It's the same edging colors here. It's gorgeous. Love it. Love it. And I love this death card. This death card is the card that made me realize death isn't death. It's not always about death. It's about the rebirth. There has to be a small death, a certain kind of death, in order to rebirth new ideas, new thinking, new ways of thinking. And I love that there's the cloak here, but you can see beyond that in there. And I love that concept. This is my card of the year last year. And it followed me all year long as well. I love this one too. Beautiful colors. And this was the card that started my reading for Prompt 1 on Ethany's 31 Days of Tarot this year. We have the last two here. I love that moon. So yeah, that is my Light Seers Tarot. It is my soul deck. If I had to give up all my decks, except for one, this would be it. It shuffles like a dream. Like a dream. And let's see how it ruffle shuffles. And I did that horribly, but it normally shuffles like a dream. Let me see here one more time. Yeah, that's it. So let's pull a card here and see what we have. What we get. And we got the Ten of Cups. I love this family. It's this family togetherness, and I love that. It's been a year of us not being able to be with our family when we want to be, like we normally are, in the past year. And I love that this came up. it's to me spending quality time how you can, making the most of them while they're here. Um, yeah, so I really love that. But yeah, that is my day 7, which was the most worked with tarot deck in 2020 and why. That is my Light Seers Tarot. And if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And you guys have a good night. Bye.